You're watching Delta Daybreak on WXVT.
Good morning. It's Thursday, March 31st, 2016. I'm Candace Redwood. A flash flood watch remains in effect for parts of Mississippi. Meteorologist Riley Hale, he is in the Weather Center.
Still tracking some storms early this morning. They're pushing off towards the east, but still seeing some significant lightning across the area now, mainly for the eastern parts of the Delta, just pushing east of LaFleur County, heading towards Carroll County, Holmes County, and Grenada, and the southwestern corner of Tallahatchie County. Now, these storms should push off to east, and then we're going to see a break heading into the mid-morning and lunchtime hours. But as we head towards this afternoon, we are likely going to see another round of rough weather. Here's a look at flash flood watches and warnings currently out. So Washington County, southern parts of Sunflower County, all LaFleur, Carroll, southern parts of Grenada, and then Quitman, Tallahatchie County as well, underneath flash flood warnings. That's where you see in red. And then everywhere lime green, that is flash flood watches. That continues through this evening. I'll have more on your weather coming up in just a second.
Thanks, Riley. So keeping our eye on the storm, a flash flood watch remains in effect for portions of North Mississippi, East Central Arkansas, and West Tennessee. Now, this morning, powerful storms are moving across Oklahoma and into the southeast. It's been a sleepless night for many people in Tulsa. Well, after several reported tornadoes touched down last night, Brian Webb reports.
A dangerous storm moved through Oklahoma last night, spawning at least a half-dozen reported tornadoes in northern Tulsa.
It's on the ground. We have a tornado right there.
A helicopter news crew described the scene over Owasso, Oklahoma, as the tornado sent debris flying through the air.
I hope people are taking cover in this area.
And sent residents running for cover.
I said, get on the floor. I said, get down, get on the floor. 2 minutes later, boom, all the high winds just came through and just tore up everything, broke out windows. I mean, it was pretty intense.
The damage was widespread. Several homes under construction in this neighborhood were destroyed. Other homes had heavy damage. Large trees and power lines were left lying on Tulsa area streets. The same storm brought record-setting rain to Little Rock, Arkansas. 3 people had to be rescued from their car after it went into a river. The severe weather system is moving into the southeast and is expected to bring heavy rain and flash flooding to the area over the next 24 hours. Brian Webb for CBS News.
Keeping our eye on the flood waters, well, a small town in Bolivar County is left without water after heavy rain caused severe flooding. WXVT's Melanie Dotson reports.
Residents in the Simons community are asking for help as they are in a water crisis. They've been without water since Tuesday, and so far the outage has affected about 150 people. Kayla Washington is the Simons Water Association president.
We're trying to apply for emergency assistance. The Red Cross has already come out and brought water for us to drink. We're trying to look at other avenues of trying to get bottled water into the homes for purposes other than just drinking.
According to Washington, the Simons community has had water issues in the past, but not as severe as this.
The pump was rattling really bad, and we've seemed to have had experienced this problem with the shaking of the well since the flood.
County officials checked out the pumps and discovered the water shaft was broken. Now the community is seeking financial support from emergency agencies.
They're trying to see what kind of funding we will be eligible for because this is an emergency. So they are all working hand in hand. Mr. Hooker, the county administrator, our county supervisor, has been out here and actually delivering water.
The Simons community has not received a time frame in which their service will be restored. Until then, they say every donation is welcomed. In Bolivar County, Melanie Dotson, WXVT, your Delta News.
A woman from Indianola is in trouble with the law. 53-year-old Tammy Placini pled guilty in a federal mail fraud case. She's charged with devising and executing a scheme to defraud investors by mail, and that includes military veterans. Well, Placini will remain in custody with the U.S. Marshal Service until sentencing. She faces a maximum of 20 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Police are investigating after thieves break into a house. Well, it happened earlier this month at a house in Greenville. Charles Shute is the homeowner homeowner. He says he evacuated because of the severe flooding. When he returned, he noticed several guns were stolen. Well, take a look at this surveillance video. As you can see, the men break into the house and steal. No further information is available, but if you have any details, call the Greenville Police Department or Crime Stoppers. The Washington County Sheriff's Department, they also need your help in tracking down thieves. Well, about 50 flower vases were stolen from Green Lawn Memorial Gardens off Highway 82 near Greenville. Now, receiver Bobby Gordon says he noticed the vases were missing when he went out to cut the grass. He says the vases are made of bronze, which would cost $200 to $300 to replace.
Begin to cut the grass, and I was when I looked at the markers and seen some of the vases missing, 1 or 2, and then 3 or 4, and then more. So I hadn't took complete inventory of the cemetery of how many's been missing, but there's a lot of them gone right now.
If you have any information, call the Washington County Sheriff's Department. That number is shown right there on your screen. So is Crime Stoppers. House Bill 1523 is still alive. The measure says government employees and private business people could cite religious beliefs to refuse licenses or other services for same-sex couples who want to marry. Now, the Mississippi Senate passed the bill last night, 31-17. It will move back to the House for more work. The Mississippi House passed a bill that would protect you from getting unwanted calls and text messages on your cell phone from telemarketers. Well, Senate Bill 2366 will include cell phones in a state law that bans unwanted telemarketing calls. Well, the bill is headed to Governor Phil Bryant's office. Moving on now to business news. So a new healthcare center is heading to Greenville. Well, Family Care Clinic will be located at 1440 Highway 1 South. LaMonica Hodges Hawkins is the owner, and she's been working in the medical field for about 6 years and currently practices at Shaw Family Medical in Shaw, Mississippi. She says the new center will be used to provide medical services and create additional jobs for prospective nursing assistants. The clinic is set to open in about 3 to 4 months. And March is National Kidney and Colon Cancer Awareness Month, where experts at Delta Area Hospice Care right here in Greenville are using this time to remind people to basically get screened. According to the CDC, colon cancer is the third leading cause of cancer-related deaths, and more than 25 million adults across the nation have kidney disease. Well, Ezel Landrum is a community educator, and he says if you're 50 years old or older, you should talk to your doctor about getting screened.
It is really recommended in terms of those tests. One of the major causes of kidney disease has been known to be diabetes and high blood pressure.
Landrum says a screening can save your life. For more information, call Delta Area Hospice Care. And don't forget to pick up your horse today. Well, the horse shelter at the Washington County Convention Center in Greenville is shutting down. That's according to the Washington County Office of Emergency Management. Tammy Reed is the deputy director, and she says horses must be removed no later than 5 p.m. today. If you have any questions, call the Office of Emergency Management. The Americana in Mississippi tour makes its first stop right here in the Delta, where the Jericho Road Show was in Greenville Tuesday night performing American roots music. WXVT's Rujo Wilkins has more.
They're mixing blues, country, rock and roll, and a little bit of jazz. They are the Jericho Road Show, and they're in the middle of a 16-stop tour around Mississippi.
Americana in Mississippi is part of something that's called the American Music Triangle. It's a tri-state, 5-state triangle of what is considered the roots of American music.
Rambling Steve Gardner is from Pocahontas. Bill Stieber grew up in Tennessee but was born in Forest.
There's no other place like it. I've traveled all over the world. I've been on about 5 different continents, and there's no place like the state of Mississippi. I absolutely love this place.
See if we can set it straight.
Libby Ray Watson is from Pascagoula.
The music is fun, it's happy, and it's, it's not your average blues band in a bar. It mixes it up. We play songs from the early 1900s up to some of our originals that we've done recently.
And Wes Lee is from Hattiesburg. The quartet plays a variety of instruments, and like some of the original roots music artists, they employ a number of devices to create their sound. A washboard, a saw, and a deer bone. Lee says he uses it for a guitar slide.
Just riding down the road one day and thinking about it, and how did these old guys, what did they use? What was it that sparked them? And you know, they couldn't just go to the store and buy a slide, so they used what they had and what they found.
Americana in Mississippi is sponsored by the Tourism Division of the Mississippi Development Authority. In Greenville, Woodrow Wilkins, WXVT, Delta News.
Let's take a look at your morning Delta Chat question. Would you buy a gun that's disguised as a cell phone? Why or why not? Riley, I'm saying no. What are you saying? Maybe?
I mean, if you wanted it, I mean.
Would you buy it?
I wouldn't buy it.
You wouldn't buy it?
No.
All right, what about the viewers? What are they saying?
Latest commenter is Rodney. He says, no, I wouldn't. It's not safe at all. If you get searched by the police, they can mistake it for a gun. Reaching for it in that instance could turn deadly. And then Yoshika says, I would love it. So, it's mixed reviews.
Yeah, a lot of people are, some say yes, some say no.
Yep.
For me, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I like rifles, shotguns. I'm a big handgun person.
All right, let's go ahead before we run out of time, talk about the weather. What do we have there?
Still tracking some showers and thunderstorms across the area, and we're going to have round 2 of severe weather today. I'll have more on that after the break.
All right, and we'll be right back.